On the African plains, survival is never guaranteed. Here, life is shaped by hunger, pressure, and constant threat. Every decision matters. Every mistake has a cost. Two predators dominate this land, not because they are flawless, but because they have learned how to endure. One relies on power, precision, and cooperation. The other survives through numbers, endurance, and relentless pressure. When these worlds collide, there is no clear winner. Only moments of control quickly lost, violently challenged. This is not a story of good and evil. It is a story of territory, desperation, and instinct. A struggle written into the soil long before humans ever arrived. For lions, dominance is built through unity and silence. A single successful hunt can determine the fate of an entire pride. For hyenas, survival is chaos. Strength comes from numbers, persistence, and a willingness to push limits sometimes beyond reason. Their conflict is constant. At waterholes, at carcass, at the edges of territory where one wrong step can trigger violence. This war does not end with a single battle. It repeats, generation after generation, shaped by drought, migration, and chance. Because in the wild, survival is not about who is strongest. It is about who adapts and who arrives too late. In the world of lions, power is not chaos. It is structure. It is discipline shaped by survival. A lion's strength does not come from reckless aggression, but from control, from knowing when to move and when to remain unseen. On the open plains, visibility is a weakness. Silence is an advantage. Lions live in prides, family units bound by cooperation rather than dominance alone. At the center of this structure are the lionesses. They are the architects of survival. While male lions project power and defend territory, it is the females who hunt, calculate risk, and feed the pride. Hunting for lions is a test of precision. Large prey offers high reward but also high cost. A failed hunt wastes energy that may not be recovered for days. Every chase is measured. Every approach is deliberate. Lionesses use cover, wind direction, and timing to isolate the weakest target. A single mistake can turn a hunt into injury or death. This strategy has limits. Lions are built for explosive power, not endurance. They cannot chase endlessly across the savanna. Their success depends on surprise and teamwork. When prey escapes into open ground, the advantage is lost. Male lions, often seen as symbols of dominance, carry a different burden. Their role is not efficiency, but intimidation. They patrol borders, repel rivals, and protect cubs from external threats. Yet this power comes at a cost. Their size requires food, but they contribute little to hunting. In times of scarcity, this imbalance becomes dangerous. Cubs are the pride's future and its greatest vulnerability. Born small and helpless, they are hidden among rocks or tall grass, moved frequently to avoid detection. Despite this, danger is constant. Predators do not respect lineage. Weakness attracts attention. For lions, survival is about balance. Strength must be preserved. Energy must be conserved. Every decision is weighed against risk. When the balance holds, the pride thrives. When it breaks, even the king of the plains can fall. Where lions rely on order, hyenas survive through chaos. A hyena clan is not a family, it is a battlefield. From the moment a cub is born, competition begins. Status determines access to food, safety, and survival itself. There is no waiting for strength to arrive. Weakness is punished immediately. Hyena society is ruled by females. Larger, more aggressive, and dominant, they control the hierarchy with absolute authority. Rank is inherited, not earned, and every interaction reinforces the social order. Even within the clan, conflict is constant. But chaos does not mean disorganization. Hyenas are among the most efficient predators on the African plains. Their bodies are built for endurance rather than speed. While they may not overpower prey in a single burst, they excel at pressure. They run relentlessly, forcing exhaustion where strength alone fails. Unlike lions, hyenas do not depend on perfect conditions. They adapt, they scavenge, hunt, steal, and survive by exploiting opportunity. A carcass is not owned, it is contested. Numbers shift the balance. When enough hyenas arrive, even lions are forced to retreat. Inside the den, survival is unforgiving. Cubs are born with teeth and open eyes, already capable of violence. Siblings fight for dominance and access to milk. Some do not survive their first weeks, not from predators, but from their own kind. This brutality shapes the clan. Only the strongest endure. Those who survive become relentless adults, unafraid of confrontation, driven by hunger and instinct. Hyenas are often misunderstood as scavengers, but this underestimates their intelligence and coordination. They communicate constantly through calls, body language, and movement. A single sound can summon dozens within minutes. This ability to mobilize quickly turns vulnerability into power. Where lions hesitate, hyenas press forward. Where lions rely on silence, hyenas announce their presence. Their strength is not elegance, it is persistence. And in a land where resources are never guaranteed, persistence can be more dangerous than power. Conflict between lions and hyenas is not driven by hatred, it is driven by timing. On the savanna, food is never guaranteed. A successful hunt is rare, and failure carries consequences that can last days. When prey falls, the sound of opportunity travels fast. Vultures circle, jackals wait, and somewhere nearby, another predator is already moving. Carcasses become battlegrounds. For lions, claiming a kill is about authority. Their presence alone can clear smaller scavengers within seconds. A single charge, a roar, a display of power often enough to secure the prize. But this dominance is fragile. It depends on numbers, confidence, and energy. Hyenas understand this weakness. They do not rush in. They gather, they test boundaries. One approaches, then another. Laughter fills the air, not celebration, but communication. Each sound measures reaction. Each step probes resolve. When hyenas are few, they wait. When they are many, the balance shifts. Lions are forced into difficult decisions. Defend the kill and risk injury, or retreat and preserve strength for another day? An injured lion cannot hunt. A broken leg is a death sentence. Hyenas know this and they exploit it. Territory disputes follow the same pattern. Borders are not fixed lines. They are constantly negotiated through presence and pressure. A pride that appears strong today may seem vulnerable tomorrow. A clan that retreats one night may return with overwhelming numbers the next. These confrontations are rarely clean. Dust clouds rise. Growls and screams overlap. There are no clear victories, only moments where one side concedes before the cost becomes irreversible. Sometimes, lions win. Sometimes, hyenas overwhelm through sheer persistence. But every clash leaves a mark. Energy is lost. Stress accumulates. Cubs are left unattended. The cost of conflict extends far beyond the battlefield. A pride weakened by repeated encounters may fail its next hunt. A clan that pushes too hard may lose members to injury or exhaustion. The savanna remembers these losses. What makes these clashes especially dangerous is unpredictability. A lone lion may hold ground against several hyenas until more arrive. A confident clan may advance until a male lion emerges from the darkness. In these moments, survival depends on judgment, knowing when to stand, knowing when to retreat. Because in this war, hesitation can be fatal, but reckless courage can be worse. For every clash between adults, there is a quieter struggle happening elsewhere, one that determines the future of both species. Cubs are born into a world that does not forgive weakness. Lion cubs arrive helpless, blind at first, dependent entirely on protection and concealment. Mothers move them frequently, hiding them among rocks, tall grass, or shallow caves. Still, safety is never absolute. The scent of milk, the sound of movement, any trace can draw attention. Predators do not hesitate when opportunity appears. Snakes, rival lions, and hyenas all pose threats. A moment of absence can be enough. For a lioness, every hunt is a risk, not only to herself, but to what she leaves behind. Hyena cubs face a different danger. Born with open eyes and sharp teeth, they enter a hierarchy immediately. Siblings fight from the first moments, competing for access to milk and dominance. These conflicts are not playful, they are decisive. Some cubs weaken rapidly, unable to feed. Others assert control and survive. There is no intervention, no mercy. Mothers provide food, but they do not stop the struggle. In hyena society, early conflict forges resilience. Those who survive become aggressive, confident, and relentless traits necessary in a world where competition never stops. This contrast defines the future. Lion cubs grow under protection, learning patience and coordination. Hyena cubs grow under pressure, learning confrontation and persistence. Both paths prepare them for the same reality, but through entirely different lessons. Yet survival is never guaranteed. Drought, disease, and conflict can erase entire generations. A pride may lose all its young to a single failed season. A clan may raise many cubs only to see them fall in later battles. In the wild, birth is not a promise, it is a gamble. And for those born into this endless war, the first fight begins long before they ever face an enemy. Beyond claws and teeth, there is a force neither lions nor hyenas can control: the land. On the African plains, survival changes with the seasons. Rain transforms dust into grass, drought turns abundance into scarcity, and with each shift, the balance of power moves. When the great herds migrate, opportunity follows. Wildebeest, zebra, and antelope pour across the savanna in their thousands. For a brief time, food becomes plentiful. Hunts succeed more often. Carcasses are larger. Conflict eases, but never disappears. Lions thrive in these moments. Their strategy favors ambush, and dense herds provide cover. Coordinated attacks become more efficient. Cubs grow stronger. The pride regains confidence. Hyenas adapt differently. They follow the movement relentlessly, trailing the herds over vast distances. Where prey weakens from exhaustion, they apply pressure. Where lions succeed, hyenas test the outcome. Abundance does not end competition, it multiplies it. But when the herds move on, reality returns. Scarcity sharpens conflict. Failed hunts become common. Every carcass matters. Tolerance vanishes. Both species are forced into riskier behavior, pushing closer to enemies, testing limits that once felt dangerous. During drought, even dominance means little. Lions lose strength without successful ambushes. Hyenas lose numbers when endurance is pushed too far. The environment shows no loyalty. It rewards only adaptation. In this world, the land is not a backdrop. It is the judge. And when conditions change, yesterday's advantage can disappear overnight. In the end, neither lions nor hyenas truly win. Each generation inherits the same conflict shaped by hunger, territory, and chance. Victories are temporary. Dominance fades. Strength is tested again and again. A powerful pride may rule today, only to fracture tomorrow. A dominant clan may expand, then collapse under pressure it can no longer sustain. The wild does not remember past success. It only measures the present. What survives is not perfection, but resilience. Lions endure through unity, patience, and precision. Hyenas persist through numbers, pressure, and refusal to retreat. Different paths, same destination. As cubs grow and territories shift, the cycle continues. New hunters rise, old rivals fall, and the savanna absorbs every outcome without judgment. There are no heroes here, no villains. Only animals shaped by a world that demands constant adaptation. In this endless war, survival is not a reward. It is a responsibility paid for daily through risk, conflict, and sacrifice. And as long as the plains remain wild, the struggle between lions and hyenas will continue, not as a story of victory, but as a testament to what it truly takes to endure.